Hello, everybody. You know who I am. It's Profe Kyle. And I don't know who's going to see us in the future, but I like to do interviews with my former students. And I have a special interview with one of my former students. I have with me Vanessa. Well, she's Colombian, but she's in the United States right now. She took my classes for a while. I can't remember how many months. Do you remember how many months, Vanessa? How many months did you take classes with me?
I think 4 or 5.
4 months? 4 or 5 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
That was like, yeah, beginning of last year. She started taking classes. Then she had to take a break to deal with some professional things. And then a week ago, I realized I never interviewed Vanessa. And I thought, well, I better interview Vanessa just in case any Colombians ever want to know what is a Colombian perspective. But I have many Colombian students. So if you haven't seen my other interviews with my other students, well, make sure you watch it. But yes, we have a special interview with Vanessa today. So yeah, Vanessa, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm nervous, but I'm happy to be here and do this.
Yeah, if you're anybody watching this, I make my students do these things, and of course, you know,
Yeah.
I have social media, I make videos, so I'm used to it. But obviously, for regular people, they're not used to, talking to the camera, thinking that people in the public might watch a video like this. So if you ever wonder, like, why don't I have thousands of testimonials? Well, many people are nervous. They don't know how to, record a video or scared to speak, especially when it's in another language. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
Vanessa, even though you're in the United States, even though you work with gringos, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do an interview in English. So of course, anybody watching this, be patient, okay? I think Vanessa is gonna do a fantastic job, but don't be rude. I don't want to see any comments. Even though I've never seen any like bad comments in the comment section. But if there's anybody who thinks about writing a bad comment, I'll find you and I'll make sure that you say sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Vanessa, so beginning of the interview, I want to talk about you. Well, maybe give anybody watching an introduction to who you are. So, Vanessa, yeah, give a quick introduction. Who are you?
Okay, I'm Vanessa. I'm from Colombia. I'm from Tuluá. It's a small town in Colombia in Valle del Cauca. I'm 36 years old. Um, I'm here in the United States in Springfield, Missouri, with my son, and we are been here for 4 years, almost 5. And yes, I'm here and I'm learning English still because it's not easy. But I think when you want, you can do everything. Yes.
Anything you put your mind to, you can do it. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you're from Valle de Cauca. Actually, yeah, because I was in Cali for 3 months. You might have saw on the
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah,
stories. I think
yeah.
no, because I went to Buga, but I didn't go because Tulua is north of Buga, right?
Yeah, it's close, like 20 minutes.
So yeah, it's not too far. So
Yeah, yeah,
I almost reached Tulua. I've also had I think two other students from Tulua as well. But yeah,
yeah.
I almost got there. I made it all the way to Buga, but I didn't quite make it all the way to Tulua. Even though I
Yeah.
met a man when I was in Cali, I met a man from Tulua, and I asked him, so Tulua, is it colder? Is it hotter than Cali? And he said, oh,
It's
it's even
hot.
hotter, even hotter than Cali. And I said, oh, I don't know if I want to visit Tulua then. Cali's really hot for me. I don't know if I can deal with an even hotter city. But yeah, that's where you were born and raised, right? Tulua in Cali,
Yeah,
Valle de Cauca.
yeah,
Yes. All right.
yes. Mm.
And of course, yeah, you said you're 36 years old. Latinas, if you're watching this, I Vanessa always told me that she's 36 years old or 35 years old. I can't remember when she started classes. She was 35 or 36. I said, what?
Yeah,
I was like, you look like you're 27. I don't know what happens. Colombians have a secret. Well, Latinas in general have a secret to stay young.
yeah.
But I would have never
Yes.
guessed that, yeah, Vanessa is 36 years old. So, yes, if you're Latina
Yeah.
and you know the Latina secrets, maybe make like a product, a course, just teaching gringas, how to stay young like a Latina. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Yeah, do any coworkers at the hospital do they ever ask you like, "Oh, Vanessa, how do you stay so beautiful? Like, what's your secret?"
Yeah, they ask me, oh, you lose like 26. And I say, oh. Yeah, I could lie. Yeah, but I don't have secrets. I think it's the
secret?
genius.
The genes?
Like half African and I don't know the other half. What is?
It is a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Indigenous,
exactly.
African, European, and the perfect
Yeah,
mixture to
exactly.
stay young.
Yeah, I think it is that. Yeah.
I think I would say that with Colombians, it's probably because of the soup. I think the soup. I think all the soup makes Colombian. It
Yeah.
adds firmness to the skin, and they stay young for longer because of the soup. That's my hypothesis. All right, so
Yeah,
no
and I
secret.
think I
Yeah.
think we are very happy people. So
Mhm.
that's made.
Well, yeah, because stress makes you age faster, right? So
Yeah,
if you're not
exactly.
stressed out, then you're gonna age younger. I think I look
Yes.
pretty young too, and I think that's my secret is that I don't really have a job that I hate. I'm not really depressed. Well, I think for Latinos think I'm depressed, but I think compared to most gringos, I'm not as depressed as other gringos. So it helps
No,
me
you are
stay
not.
stay young. So yes, I do think that's also
Yes,
key.
yes. Hmm.
Gotta be relaxed. You gotta be chill. Don't be stressed
Yes.
out, and you can stay young longer.
Yeah.
All right. So you grew up in Colombia, of course, but now
Yeah.
you're okay. I thought it was Indiana. I don't know why I thought it was Indiana. Were you in Indiana before?
No,
You've always been. Yeah, I think but I
no.
think you remember. I always screwed it up. I always forgot where you're living right
Yeah.
now. So it's Missouri.
Missouri,
Missouri,
Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield.
Yeah, I think you can like remember with the Simpsons.
Yeah, well, yeah. The
Yeah, the
Simpsons. I was gonna
show.
say Springfield, the same
Everybody
name.
asked
Yeah.
me about that. Oh, you are in Simpsons lands, and yeah, I think I don't know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Springfield was based for any Colombians or Latinos watching this, because I know Latinos love The Simpsons, but Simpsons was actually based on a town in Oregon. So if you ever want to,
Yeah, yeah.
experience Simpsons life, then yeah, you got to go to Oregon. I never been to Oregon, but I guess that's what the town was based on. So no,
Yes. Yeah.
don't go and visit Vanessa because it's probably not going to be what you expected. You got to go to Oregon if you want the Simpsons experience. All
Yes.
right. Now, so you said you've been there for 6 years?
For almost 5
Or almost 5
years.
years. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And, well, I guess, yeah. Well, before you went to the United States, yeah, let's talk about this first. Before you
Yeah.
went to
Okay.
the United States, maybe what was your perception? What did you think it was gonna be like? Well, actually, even before that, before you moved there, had you been to the United States before, or no? When you moved, that was the first time you ever went.
Yes, exactly. Was my first time. Yes.
The first time ever.
So
So yeah, in your head, like before moving or on the plane ride there, like what did you have in your mind? Were you expecting, I don't know, obese people? Were you expecting everybody to be rich? Were you expecting, I don't know, Springfield from The Simpsons? What were you expecting?
no, I was expecting everybody was rich, you know.
Oh, you were?
You
You were
know,
like, oh yeah,
yeah,
everybody's got money, yeah.
you watch a lot movies about United States, and everybody looks like they can pay everything,
Hmm.
they are rich. So
Hmm.
when I came here, I always think that, and when I go to Walmart and I see the cashier there and was a gringo, okay, so I was thinking it's going to be a Latino or something like that. No, there is normal people here. It's funny. I don't know why I was thinking that.
No, well, yeah. Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. For me, when I go to Colombia, it's always a little bit difficult. Well, I don't want to say I'm poor, but yeah, you go to Colombia and as like a white gringo,
Yeah.
the Brian is the criminals. They look at you like, oh my God, like I've seen the movies. This guy's a millionaire. I
Yeah,
don't, I don't,
exactly.
I don't got
Yeah.
that much money. Yeah, it's like not all white people are millionaires. There's upper class, there's a middle class, there's a lower class with white people, just like there is in every part of the world. So,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
so is that one of your biggest culture shocks was seeing
Yeah.
the white cashiers? You weren't expecting that?
Exactly.
What
Yeah.
was there a reason that you thought they're all going to be Latino? Was it like from the movies, or like you just heard like, oh, all my
Yeah. From the
relatives that went to the
movie.
United States, like they're working the horrible jobs, and the white people they don't work the bad jobs.
Exactly. Yeah. I was thinking that.
Mhm.
I thought that.
Mhm.
But and sometimes it's stupid. It's something stupid, but I feel like intimidated about
Mhm.
them I feel like less,
no.
like
Well, is it
I
like with
come
all, because
down up there,
because in the United States you got, well, they say United States, like there's three main races. There's the white people, there's the black people, and there's Latinos. So like,
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
intimidated by basically anybody who spoke English, or was it more like you saw a white gringo and you said, "Oh man," like you felt intimidated? Like, was it a specific type of gringo or all gringos in general, whether they're like Latino American or
No, I think
African
more.
American?
No, I think more white people,
Yeah.
and of course, if they speak English more, like, oh my God, I don't speak English. My English is bad, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like small.
Okay.
Then, like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, and yeah, like, do you know why you felt intimidated? Was it just because, oh, like these I gotta impress these people, or uh, yeah, like is there a psychological reason why you felt really intimidated?
Yeah,
Or
I think it's something psychological because the movies
mm-hmm.
make American like, oh, they are the powerful
Mm-hmm.
country,
Yeah,
so saying the people, so
yeah, just
you think
yeah,
you are like, you are the third world, so you feel like that.
yeah,
So I think it's something they create
yeah, yeah.
people.
So it's kind of like
Yeah.
brainwashing. You've watched so many movies, you just feel like, well, they're the Americans, they're powerful, they got the control over the world, and I'm just a simple Colombian woman. No, I don't. Uh, I'm not anything to them. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So yeah, that was a big culture shock seeing just regular Americans, I guess white
Yeah.
Americans working regular jobs. But yeah, were there any other culture shocks when you landed?
And where here?
Yeah, yeah, United States. Like, yeah, was there anything else that you really noticed when
Mm,
you got to the United States?
no, the languages. It
The
was the language, like English.
English, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Hmm.
yeah. I think that was the hard part
Hmm. Well,
because you think or you thought
mhm,
you speak English or
mhm,
something like the basics, but
mhm,
when you are here, you realize you don't know anything about English.
mhm,
So when people say hello to me, even when they say hello, I was like, what I had to say, hello.
mhm.
Or
Yeah,
they say, how are you? And I was like, oh my God, I don't remember what I had to say.
yeah.
And so that's
Mhm.
terrible.
Yeah, because
Yes,
before you came, yeah,
yes,
I've been, yeah, lots of my students have said the same thing, especially when
yes.
they live in Canada, United States, is that they realized how little that they knew. But yeah, did you speak a little bit of English before you came, or did you speak more or less zero? Like, how would you rate your English level before you arrived in the United States?
Before I was thinking I had like basic English, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes, I know how to say hello, and if you ask my name or for address or thing like basic thing, you know how to answer. But I don't know why. But when you are here, you realize no, it's not, and the pronunciation is different, and
Mhm.
the way how people speak is different. It's so fast. Everything is like one word. So
Mhm.
yeah. So no, I didn't know English. I really
Yeah, so
was
yeah, yeah, before you
zero.
came, you said, "Oh yeah, I think I'll be
Yeah,
fine." And
exactly.
then you arrived, and it was a lot more intimidating than you thought, and that you
Yeah,
had a
exactly.
lot to learn. Well, because right
Yes,
now you're working in a hospital, right?
yes,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because in Colombia you were a nurse, correct?
yes.
You were
Yeah.
so you're a nurse in Colombia. Now, United States, you're not a nurse right now. That is your
No, not yet.
that is if in your future plans you want to basically
Yeah,
become a nurse in the United States. You told
yeah,
me that you're basically a nurse's assistant. Is that more or less what it is?
yeah. Basically, yes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
because you arrived, what, 4 or 5 years ago? Like, did you get that job right away at the hospital? Or, yeah, well, like, were you working
No,
right away, or was it a struggle to try to find a job?
when I came here, I came to Austin, Texas, and my cousin lived there, and
Okay.
he has a restaurant, like Colombian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So he once I worked with him,
Mm-hmm.
like a waitress,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I accept because okay, yeah, it's a Colombian restaurant, so I was
Well, yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
the customer going to be like Colombians. So yes, I worked there for 6 months, I think, or less.
Yeah.
And after that, I worked like housekeeping, like cleaning houses, for almost 2 years.
Okay.
When I came here to Missouri and to Springfield, so I looked for jobs and I saw that housekeeping in the hospital. So I'm going to try. I want to start working a hospital because I want to be a nurse. So maybe I can start there. So yes, I start like housekeeping. So I cleaning like the bedrooms and like dailies. And yeah, and I was there for 6 months, and I saw somebody, a Peruvian man, like friend. He told me, "Oh, why you not work like assistant?" And I, "Oh no, my English is so bad. I don't want." No, it's easy. You have the basics. You don't have to speak perfectly. So I applied in the same hospital, and I had the interview, and it was very hard. I practiced a lot, but I think, I always smile. I try to be smart. And they like my answers, and they hire me. And so been there for 1 year. I work with them, and it's
So it's
good.
been 1 year since you started working as the
Like
assistant.
assistant.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, obviously with housekeeping, well, for any Latinos listening, and you don't know, the
Yeah.
stereotype that gringos have in the United States is that all the housekeepers are Latinos. Well, I guess traditionally they were Mexicans, but I guess obviously nowadays it could
Yeah.
be any Latino, but that's always a stereotype. And there's I don't know if you ever saw it, Vanessa, but there was a famous cartoon with Family Guy. I think Latinos like Family Guy a little bit, but they knock on the door and go, housekeeping. So that's kind of the stereotype for gringos, is just these
Yeah.
Latino women, Latina immigrants, and knock on the door with a really thick accent, just housekeeping, can I come in? Yeah. So
Yes.
but yeah. So when you were working housekeeping, were your
Yes.
coworkers, were they mostly other Latinas, or did you see people from, other places, like other Americans, or maybe, I don't know, India, China, or was it mostly all Latinas?
In Texas, was most of them was Latin people from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Colombia. No, yeah, I think was that, and yeah, some gringos, but no much. I think the 70% of the population there was Latinos.
Like in the housekeepers, or just like in the area where you live, like in Austin, Texas?
Like housekeeping in my
Oh yeah,
company
okay,
where
yeah.
I worked.
Yeah,
Yes.
70% were Latinas.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's weird. You said it's weird, and at the same time it's stupid, because you have that mentally, the gringos, they don't work like that, they have better jobs, but no.
Yeah, no.
So when you saw gringos there, and why you speak English fluent, why you are here, you can get another job, better job than this, but you know
No,
you know
well,
but in Missouri here, when I work in the hospital like housekeeping, no, all of them are American.
Oh,
I
they're all
mean,
American. So like you were the
yes.
only Latina working in housekeeping.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3, but no, not much. Yeah.
Not that many. Well, yeah, because we said you had that Peruvian friend. Did he work in the hospital too, or was your Peruvian friend, like, he just had connections in the hospital and he told you about the job in the hospital?
Yeah, he worked there like assistant, and he walked, and he realized I was Latina because my name, and he asked me,
But
you speak
Vanessa's not.
Spanish? Yeah, I don't
But or
know.
your last name, because like Vanessa's not
Yeah,
too Latina.
yes, exactly.
But yeah,
So
your last,
do
okay.
you speak Spanish? And I say yes. So he starts to speak with me in Spanish. So every time when he passed, like there he speak with me, and so we become friends.
Okay.
Yes.
But and so did he have the same job? Was he also like an assistant, or did he have another job?
Yes, he was assistant, like surgical assistant.
Surgical assistant. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
But was it hard to get better at English? Because I know lots of Latinos, of course, they come to the United States, and if you're working in housekeeping, for example, everybody else is going to be mostly Latino speaking Spanish. So was it difficult to practice English and listen to English because of your work? Because everybody else was basically speaking Spanish, or were you able to practice and listen a lot in the beginning?
I was very committed to
Okay.
learn. So I work, and every day I had my headphone, and I was listening podcast in English all the time. So I work like 8 hours a day, and I always have but my partner, she speak Spanish with me all the time. But sometimes with the customer, they start to ask, how are you? And where are you from? So I had like opportunities to practice, but no big opportunities in Texas. But here, yes, definitely, I didn't have opportunity to speak Spanish, or or
Yeah, because you work in Missouri now, or are there? I'm like obviously like Texas, California, Florida, lots of Latinos, but in
yes,
Missouri, are there lots of
exactly.
Latinos as well, or not that many? Well, at least in the
That
part where you
many.
live, you haven't seen that many.
Yeah, not that many.
No, I
Mm-mm.
think from what I've heard, Missouri. Well, you tell me if it's true or not. It's like mostly like white and black. It's like very just
Yeah.
probably like 50% white, 50% black, something like that.
No, I think 70 or 80% white
Okay,
and 20% black.
and then there's just a few Latinos in the
And
mix.
few. And
Okay,
and there is Latinos, but they are bilingual
okay.
because, yes.
Like they were born there and
Yes.
they grew up there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I see. Because you learn English a little bit in Colombia. I always like to ask my students about their experience, learning
Yeah.
English in their home countries. So
Hmm.
how would you describe your education in Colombia? Like just in regards to English, did you start in elementary school? Did you start in high school? Did you start, when you graduated, university? When did you start learning English?
Since I was in elementary, we learned English, but I remember we always learn about the to be,
That's what they always
you know,
say. It's
and
just
every year
every class
yeah.
is just how to conjugate the verb to be.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
to be.
I
Yeah.
I want to just get a few test classes of that because Venezuelans and Colombians always say just all we learn how to do is conjugate the verb to be. And I think how can you do like 20 classes or 40 classes per year just about the verb to be? But I guess they
Yeah.
find some way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, that's the only thing I remember. And hello, good morning, but every year was the same every year.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
you never really made the classes more difficult. They never gave you new topics to learn about. It was just basically rehashing the same materials over
Yeah,
and over
exactly.
again. Okay.
And the teacher was like she maybe then was like teacher, but normal teacher, but no specialized of English.
Yeah.
Don't know English. They just uh, with
Have the
a book.
book. Yeah.
Yes, and so the pronunciation was
Yeah.
terrible. I remember when I came here and I said pencil, high, like her is high. That's
Yeah.
oh my god, that's embarrassing.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense why, lots of Latinos have a bad accent because if they're learning pronunciation from somebody who doesn't know how to pronounce English, then of course you're
Exactly.
gonna get really, really bad habits. Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
exactly.
in a way they're making because I think lots of Latin American governments, they think, oh, we're going to help our people by teaching them English, but if they have bad teachers that teach a bad pronunciation, then they're just making the problem worse. They're not making the problem better. They're making it worse. And did you take any private classes after high school or when you were in university? Did you take any classes as well, or was that pretty much it, just high school and learning the basics there?
No, I take like a private classes and was very good. I think he's a good teacher, but I was very busy. I didn't have time to practice. So, and I was there, so I didn't have people around me to practice. So just when I had the class with him, practice in that moment, and that's it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you could go back in time, like did you take the classes seriously? Because sometimes that happens with people where if they've never been to a place, like if I've never been to, I don't know, China, and I take Chinese lessons, I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna take some Chinese lessons. I'll be fine when I get to China, whatever, it's okay. But you don't take it seriously. But then you get to China and you realize, oh, I should have, paid more attention. I should have worked harder. Like, if you could go back in time, would you have, paid more attention to the classes, or do you like when you went to the classes, you were paying attention, you took them seriously?
I was thinking I took seriously, but no. When here, I realized, why he was a good teacher, but I wasn't a good student. Yeah.
Was it a Latino or a gringo teaching you?
He is Latino, but I think he grew here like for I don't know how many years he was here. So yeah.
I met a few. I remember when I was in Cartagena, there was a fellow teacher at the university I was teaching at, and he had really good English. But similar story where I don't know. He spent a few years in the United States when he was a teenager. He got a really good accent, really good English, and then went back home for whatever reason, and then he was teaching English. So something similar. All right, I see. And you moved to the United States, and so you took class with me, but during that time when you were in Austin and when you first moved to Missouri, did you take classes in the United States, or with me it was the first time you took classes with a gringo?
And no, I took classes like in traditional classes and was free, and I went there like Tuesdays and Thursday, but and I think, as my opinion, was free, so people sometimes go and there and take the classes, but sometimes no. So every day was new people. So every day she has to start again. So I feel like I'm not learning anything. It's the same every day,
Yeah, because you have to like do introductions. You gotta explain how
exactly.
things work. So you waste 20 minutes, half an hour on that every day. Okay. Because I've heard in the United States they have free classes basically for immigrants if they want. But so far I've heard that they're not the best classes in the world.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And I've heard like some people told me that the teachers are sometimes they're other immigrants. Like I think some people told me, oh, I had like a Chinese teacher teaching me English. Had like a really heavy Chinese accent. I don't know if it was the case for you, but they don't usually have good teachers teaching the classes.
Yeah, in my case was an American woman, and she was good. But what I said, every day was something new, so she was with them, like explaining everything again. So I was tired, and I decided not going back. Yeah.
How long were the classes? Were they, an hour, 2 hours?
2 hours.
2 hours?
Yes.
Okay. But so probably just frustrating in the very beginning, just introductions and explanations, the same thing over and over again, and you're just at the desk. Oh, we gotta do this again and again.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. So I guess that brings us to me.
Yeah.
Well, so how did you find me? Did you find me on social media? Is that how you discovered, my classes?
Yeah, when you are learning something and Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, they start to like appear everybody who teach. Oh, so
Mhm.
yeah, you was there, and that's interesting. I like how he explain things. So I start to follow you in Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and watch your videos.
Mhm.
And I always I want to take classes with him, but I wasn't sure because I don't know why.
Just
But
wasn't sure.
yeah.
Like I don't know like were you scared or like you didn't think you'd have a high enough English? What was the biggest thing that you were worried about?
No, no, no. I didn't know how much was the cost,
Yeah, how much it
But
cost?
yeah,
Yeah.
so first of all, oh my God, I'm not rich.
Mhm. Yeah.
um, and sometimes you delay things like,
Yeah, you
maybe tomorrow,
procrastinate. Yeah.
maybe.
No, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
I do the same thing. I do the same thing where it's like, oh, I want to
yeah.
do that.
So
Just and then you forget about it, or it's like
exactly.
the body. The body finds excuses because yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes I'll tell myself, okay, I'm gonna do this today, and I don't even create an excuse. I start doing things, and then at the end of the day, I remember, oh, I was supposed to do that. Shoot, yeah. So no, I understand what you're talking about. I do the same thing.
yeah. But yes, I want it because you speak Spanish and you speak English, so you was in Colombia,
Hmm.
and so for me, like my culture and the American culture, so that's made attractive,
Hmm.
like taking classes with you, because if I don't know how to say something in English, I can ask you, how can I say this? Or, and you can understand, okay, sometimes it's difficult because it's not the same, but you know the culture, how that means in Spanish, so it's, and yeah. So I say, I want somebody speak both languages, but I want somebody is in native
Hmm.
English, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and because you said like you procrastinated for a while. Like
Yes.
was it something that happened that made you take the jump, or was it just finally okay, I'm gonna do it? Like just finally just did
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
or was there something in particular that made you take
No,
the
I
classes?
was tired about my English,
Yeah, yeah.
I was tired because I was working, and
Hmm.
sometimes I can't understand any what people say to me,
Hmm.
and I didn't know how to say things and be fluent. I'm still,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still,
for sure. Yeah, yeah, it's a
but
process. Yeah.
exactly. So I say no, I need to start classes because, and sometimes you can be you can learn by yourself, but it's not easy because you can make the time. And so I say no, I need classes, I need to be committed. I know I'm going to pay and I'm going to be there, like on time, and I don't want to lose my money, so I want
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. People always ask me, like, well, what happens if I miss a class? What happens? Well, I say, well,
yeah.
you- you're wasting your money because yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna give you a refund for every class that you miss. Like
Exactly.
if you miss a group
Yeah,
class,
yeah, yeah,
you're out of luck. So yeah, it's definitely. I think I have seen some, I don't know, gurus, whether it's for learning English or other things, where they say, oh, pay a lot of money, it's gonna give you incentive, and sometimes I think it's you know, kind of a way to deceive people. Like, give me your money. I know you'll feel incredible
yeah,
because you gave me your
yeah,
money. I'll give you incentive. But at the same time, it's kind of true. Like like you said
yeah.
with the other classes, if it's free, then people aren't as committed. It's kind of like, I'm not, I'm not wasting money if I take this. So I'm not going to go to class today. So yeah, people aren't as committed if they don't invest anything in their education. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a bit of your decision to take the classes was okay. Well, I'm going to pay
Yes.
him, and yeah, obviously I don't want to waste my money, so I'm going to try to go to as many classes as I can.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, a lot of my students actually, it surprised me, but a lot of students told me that my classes are actually really cheap. So yeah, because you said you were scared about the price. Like after seeing the price, did you say, "Holy cow, this is really cheap compared to other classes or other things I've seen"?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was when you told me how much was, so I went, oh my God, it's very cheap. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So yes, let's do it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
was surprised by that. I was like, I gotta start raising my prices. Everybody says that I'm cheap. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah,
Mm.
I always felt like I was, ripping people off, charging too much. But no, everybody says that
Oh no,
they're
no.
cheap classes.
It's
All right.
very good price.
Now I
Yeah.
feel I'm trying to get better at helping people when they come to my classes. They know how it is. So, for example, test classes. You never did a test class, I'm pretty sure. Or did you do a test class or no? I don't think you did. Like a test
No,
class? No, yeah, no, I don't think
no.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So obviously, with somebody like you probably didn't know exactly what you were getting into.
Yeah.
So yeah, in your head, like, what were you expecting? What were you expecting when you started taking the classes? Did you expect, to be conjugating the verb to be again, or were you expecting, oh, it's gonna be pure conversation, or we're gonna be learning grammar? Did you have any expectations of the classes, or was it just open minds? I like
Yeah.
Profe Kyle. I'm gonna see what his classes are like.
Yeah, I was very open mind. I didn't have any like expectation,
Mhm,
just learned,
mhm,
But I wasn't worried or I don't know how this going to be or no. But when I start the classes, I start to like was very fun. You made me laugh a lot, and that's good. You always have like stories to tell us and share with us about your learning, and I like that. So no, but in the first moment I didn't have like expectation like, oh, this is going to be this way or no. I just was waiting for you. Yeah, yeah,
waiting to see what would happen.
yeah, exactly.
Well, and as you said, you were working, well, and you're still working at the same place, but you were working and you were frustrated with your English. Was there something in particular you wanted to improve when you took the classes, or in your mind you just said, I just want to improve everything in English? Or was it like one thing, speaking, listening, pronunciation, like one thing that you really wanted to improve?
Yeah, definitely was speaking
Mhm.
because I always afraid to speak others in English. So I was like, I need to learn how to speak, how to start a conversation, and how to feel confidence about my English and my pronunciation. Yes, was that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, Yeah, because a lot of people ask me if, well, I get people who don't really know me that well. They say, "Oh, do you do conversation classes?" And then you
yeah,
get other people, they might see the class schedule. They might say, "Oh, like how much?" It's not a lot of conversation. So yeah, so you wanted to get better at speaking and conversation, but as people may know, and because you took the classes, of course, we
yeah,
don't have. It's not really conversation classes, but we do speak a lot. So
yes,
give your own opinion about that for somebody who's confused, because my methodology is quite different. But like, would you describe my classes as conversation classes, or like, because I always tell people that every class we're gonna have conversations, but it's not like it's the main goal of the class. Some classes we're going to be doing music, some classes we'll be doing a story. But of course, we're always going to have a conversation. Like if you ask me a
yeah,
question, we'll have a
exactly.
conversation. But yeah, for somebody who doesn't know, like, are my classes, are they conversation classes? How much are people conversing, speaking in the classes?
I think the class is very, how say this, conversational.
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
yeah, you always and that's great because that's what you need. You need to practice and speak with others. So every time we was talking each other, so that's what's good for me. So, and the music and make the class like fun, but I think yes, we had a lot of space to speak and to express and to ask how say things, how express, how can I say this saint in English, or and so you learn a lot. And the pronunciation, and the good thing is always like you pronounce that in that way, you never like interrupt us, but you have the space to say how pronounce things, and that's good. You every day learn how to pronounce words, so every day is a couple of few words you learn how to pronounce, and this gives you confidence. You are with your people because they are Latinos, and that's good, but you start to gain confidence. So when you go to the world, to the gringo world,
Yeah.
you feel confidence. You're okay, and you start to think about your classes, and okay, I learned this, so I can do this here. So yes.
Okay. So, yeah, no, very good explanation. Oh, yeah, you talked about how, and a few other people have told me this. They talked about how like I don't interrupt. I don't interrupt you. So
Yes.
maybe explain for people, what do you mean? I think I know what you're talking about, but it could be something important for people. Yeah, what do you mean by like I don't interrupt you? Does it mean like I'm guessing? Let me just explain what I'm thinking in my head. Because in other classes, whatever language, Spanish, Portuguese, English, sometimes you make a mistake. The teacher, hey, stop, and then they, correct you. They don't really allow you to, keep on going, and that can affect your confidence. It can really slow down the class. Are you referring to that, or is it something else when you say that I don't interrupt my students? I don't interrupt you guys when you guys are in the class.
So I think the good thing you are not, or you not interrupt us, is we can be fluent, express what we have in mind. And because it's difficult, you are like translate everything and try to, so you are making like a double process. And if somebody say, no, you need to change this, you need to pronounce this, you lost like, the
You lose your train of
connection.
thought. Oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
and you
So
forget
that's
what
the
you're talking about, and you get
yeah,
distracted.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yes, I think affect a lot the confidence. Like, oh my God, I say that bad. I
Mhm.
feel so stupid,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you do that after you finish, okay, everybody's learning. You say what you want to say, and
Mhm.
you learn something after that. So, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And you talked about getting confidence, but what would you, because you did classes for 5 or 6 months.
Yes.
So maybe what was the thing that improved the most? Would you say it's that interesting word, confidence, or would you say something more specific, like, oh, my pronunciation got incredible from these classes, or just in general, you would say the biggest thing that I got from these classes was my confidence definitely increased.
Yeah, my confidence to speak, and um, uh, I lost my my idea.
Oh, I did interrupt you. You can't blame me. Yeah.
And yes, the confidence to speak others, and I don't know. I
Is
forgot
that?
what.
Wait, so yeah,
But
but yeah,
yes,
what yeah, what improved? What improved the most
yeah.
from the classes? Is it like the confidence, or was there something else that you feel like really improved from the classes?
I think the confidence, and learn to the culture, the
Yeah.
gringo, and because the slangs or the idioms, and that's make you feel like you understand what they say, so you can be part of that. You can express yourself like a normal, not like so formal, like I'm fine, thank you. It's
Mhm.
more like, so yes, that's
Yeah, so confidence and connecting with the culture. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah. I
yes,
think
yes,
and I think for Latin Americans in
yeah,
Latin America who haven't been to the United States or Canada, sometimes I don't understand. I always tell them, I always say that I try to teach, I guess, cultural knowledge. So I think
yes,
like you understand because you're in the United States. But yeah, when I talk about cultural knowledge, it's yeah, the vocabulary, even the way we pronounce, the way we talk to each other, our behavior with each
exactly.
other. And yeah, if you understand those things, it becomes easier to deal with us because you can understand us on a deeper level. So yeah, I can imagine you
Yes.
taking the class and then going back to work, and you start to understand, why your coworkers, why they behave that way, and what it means when they say that thing, like you can understand their pronunciation better, and like you said, it helps you connect better with the culture.
Yes, exactly.
And
Yeah.
I don't think anybody who follows me feels this way, but I do find sometimes on social media there's a lot of Latinos who think, oh, gringos, they want us to pronounce better, they want us to speak this way, it's because they're all racist, that type of thing. But like you said, it's about connecting with the people. So yeah, maybe talk about that. Like when you talk about connection, like do you feel like you can make friends better, or you just feel like you're part of the culture? Like when you feel like you're more connected with gringos, what do you mean by that? How does it feel? How does it work? Like you're able to make better friendships, you're able to have better conversations. What does that mean to be connected with the culture?
Yes, I think had more friends, like American friends. I'm not just looking for my Latino people.
Hmm.
I can be friend of everybody here, like Americans, and they, yes, I feel like part not of the culture because are different,
Hmm.
and I know my accent is different, but I can feel confidence like with them and speak. Sometimes some people I feel like, oh, this doesn't want to talk to me because maybe my accent, maybe they can understand what I say because
Yeah.
but yes, I feel very confident now
Yeah.
and with people here around. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Uh, I always ask people because people always ask me on social media, oh,
Yes.
explain your methodology. So I always ask my students when I interview them, okay, I don't know how to describe my methodology. So I try to get you guys to do it for me, but you guys have difficulties as well. So I'm going to give you the question I give to everybody. So, one or two sentences, or maybe more, if you really want to describe it more, how would you describe the Profe Kyle methodology?
Okay. I'm going
Yeah,
to try.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, try. Do your best.
Yeah. So I think the methodology is fun, you know, it's update and
Like, what do you
you
mean, like updated?
outdated, sorry.
Outdated, but well,
Outdated, yeah.
outdated sounds like
Like
it's.
modern,
Oh yeah,
like,
I would just think
it's not
I would say
traditional.
up to date. Yeah, up to date, modern. Yeah, okay, modern, up
Yes,
to date. Okay, yeah. Mhm.
yes. And youthful. Youthful is same like
You feel like
modern. Yes.
okay.
And fresh.
Oh, fresh.
So
I like fresh. That's a good one.
yeah,
Fresh. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
I think that, and you can talk and learn, and you can talk about your experience, your learning experience. And I think because we are all Latinos, we feel we are in the same path. So I think everything is easy there, and you know our culture, so you can speak about us and the funny things about our culture, the weird things, and yes, I love the methodology. Yes.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, I make fun of Latinos and gringos because I think sometimes people think I
Yeah,
only
I
make
know,
fun of
I know
Latinos.
that.
I make fun of both, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
you hate Latinos. No, oh, no, I can complain about gringos just as much as I complain about Latinos. Both
Yes.
both cultures have things that I love and that
Yes.
I hate.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, probably to
Yeah.
end the interview, we'll talk a little bit about that. I have different classes. Well, you know that. There's like story
Yeah.
class, dialogue class, speaking
Yes.
class, music class. I was like to ask, was there a specific class that you really loved that you always looked forward to
I love the music
in your music class? Yeah.
class.
Mhm.
Yes, I love because you are have fun like sing, and you learn how people express here. Yes, and you know, you always choose like different music, different rhythms, and I'm very musical, so I
Oh, yeah,
like
you're
that class.
Vaya Cauca, very
Yeah,
musical place.
but
Yeah.
I don't have that good voice, and the good thing is you mute. Yeah,
It is, yeah, I never heard how you sang. You
yeah,
guys,
exactly.
so
That's good.
I don't know which of my students is the best singer, but you guys
Yes.
know how I sing. I'm not the best singer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
No,
not very good.
okay.
Yeah.
Profe, please.
Well, I want to
Yeah,
show you guys that I can sing as well. I don't like to make my students do embarrassing things, but then I don't do it. So I make sure that you guys see me singing as well, just to give you some extra motivation.
yeah.
All right, so yeah,
And
you yeah.
okay, that is one of my favorites, but there
Mhm.
is the history class. I don't know what
The story class. Yeah.
history class. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like because you always bring a fun history, so I like that. That made me laugh a lot.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, because I usually well, I take a lot of pride in my stories. I think
Yeah, yeah,
I do pretty good. Of course, I'm always improving my stories. I've seen my stories that I wrote in 2018, and they're definitely not as good as the ones that I write nowadays. Uh, but maybe describe a typical Profe Kyle story. What are some of the aspects of a Profe Kyle story?
yeah, yeah. I think they are very like spicy.
Spicy. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, just so
yeah,
everybody knows, you can't really say spicy in English, but as soon as a Latino says spicy, it's like, well, you guys don't know, picante, yeah, but can't really say it
yeah,
in
yeah,
English. But I like it. I like it. I like it when they say spicy. Okay, spicy.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I am very funny. I don't know.
Spicy,
I don't
funny,
remember
yeah.
yet, but
Uh-huh.
are funny. Yeah,
Hmm.
I always laugh like, oh my god, this crazy.
Uh,
This man is crazy.
well, yeah. If I make them
Yes.
crazy, then you guys like them more, and they're more memorable. They get stuck in the head a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Good. Uh, let's see. I think that might be about it for the methodology. I don't want to bore everybody just talking about the methodology for every. Well, this is a very simple question, but yeah. So yeah, who my classes? So I have right now. I have classes for pre-intermediate and intermediate. You took the intermediate classes, so who would you recommend the classes to? Is there, if you could recommend the classes to somebody, from Colombia, from your hometown, is there like somebody in particular that you think the classes would work for, or do you feel like the classes work for anybody who wants to get better at English?
I think the classes are for everyone, and mm, I think you just have to have the willing to learn,
Mhm.
and if you are like open mind, you don't feel offense for everything, so you can
Yeah.
be
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
because if you are very delicate, I don't know how to say this.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're delicate. If you're delicate, snowflake,
Yeah,
yeah,
or
cristal,
like,
as we say, yeah,
what is the word for con, conservative?
you're
Conservative?
conservative. Yeah, if you're
Conservative?
conservative,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think for everyone, I saw people like older people. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's good to say that. Older,
Yeah, yeah.
young,
Mhm.
like me,
Mhm.
very young.
Yeah, exactly. 26 years old. 26 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yes. So yes, you have to have the willing to learn.
So, yeah,
Yes.
so will to learn, open-minded.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you think it's kind of funny because if people knew my political perspective, I would describe myself as a little bit conservative, but still at the same time, yeah, just I have crazy, like you said, I have crazy ideas. So yeah,
Yes. Yes.
as long as you're not too close-minded and you're open to other perspectives, the classes should be
Exactly.
fine. But yeah, like you said, if you're easily offended, I me personally, I never let you guys know that. But yeah, it's always my greatest fear in my classes that I'll get somebody who's a little bit, yeah, like you said, conservative or
Yeah.
uh maybe really progressive and you can't say anything offensive about anything. Yeah. I always get scared about those people. But so far I don't think I've ever got a student who's been a weird person like that. Always been, people like
Yes.
you, open-minded, just want to have fun, just want to learn English. So
Yes.
relaxed people. All right,
Mm.
good. Well, and maybe just to end, not maybe, to end this interview with you, because you live in the United States.
Yes.
So, yeah, and you said it quickly. There's things that you love and you hate about Latinos, and there's things that you love and hate about gringos. So I always like gains perspective from Latinos. So maybe let's talk about gringos first. Okay, so gringos, what are the things that you love about gringos?
Mm.
Oh,
They,
now you can't remember, yeah?
oh yes, no, a lot of things. They are very polite.
Okay.
I think they are
Yeah,
very polite.
some people have told me that gringos aren't polite, but so when you say polite, does it mean, please and thank you, or would you? It's a different kind of politeness.
They always make you feel you can do everything.
Well,
You
yeah,
are
that's actually
awesome, and sometimes it can be like, "Oh, yeah, it's enough, But
yeah,
in the same time, it's different. Our culture, we are very like um, uh, hard with people. We always criticize others, and I think here is a little different. I don't know if it's authentic, but
yeah,
at
yeah.
least they try to.
Mm-hmm.
You feel good about you are doing. Every time when I speak English and when I say, oh, my English is not good, no, you are great, you are doing great, and nobody laugh about your accent or your pronunciation. And so I like this part here. But
Yeah.
Latinos, and with Latinos is the opposite. They always like, what? What did you say? What? It's like, oh my God.
Well, for like me speaking Spanish, or for like speaking English to Latinos that speak English.
Yeah, exactly. If Latinos speak English and we are there like Latinos, gringos, so you have to speak English, and
Yeah.
they never understand what you say, and they want you to know they don't understand, so they
Okay.
make you feel like stupid, like, oh
Uh-huh.
my God, I speak so bad.
Uh-huh.
That's something bad
Okay.
about Latinos
Yeah, yeah.
here.
But yeah, I think even more than Canada and the United States are very similar. But yeah, I would say that's one of the aspects of gringo culture is that gringos can be very, you can do it. You can do
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Yeah, do it's that's one thing about Latin America. You always kind of makes me a bit sad is that Latinos always like, I was born in a poor family. I'm gonna stay poor for the rest of my life. I'm happy, but at the same time, I don't really have any dreams.
Yeah.
It's just I'm gonna be stuck like in Colombia. I'm gonna be stuck in the Estrato Dos for the rest of my life. It's like, yeah, like no, there's very few gringos, even gringos who have no skills, who are kind of stupid, who probably are gonna be in like Estrato Dos for the rest of their lives to be like, one day I'll be a millionaire. It's like, I like in my head, I'm thinking, I don't think you're gonna be a millionaire, but gringos just, I can
Yeah.
do it. Like I can do anything that I put my mind to.
Yes.
But you said you're not too sure how authentic it is, and yeah, I think that's true too. Sometimes, especially in Canada, I think Canada's even worse than the United States, where they'll say, "Oh, like Canadians always have a big smile," and they're, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah," but then, yeah, in reality, it's like they're not actually thinking that. It's not authentic, as you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Not to scare Latinos. I want you to think that anytime a gringo is positive, that they're lying to you. But yeah, it's not
Yeah. Yeah.
always 100% authentic. All
Yeah.
right, so actually, that kind of surprised me because many Latinos that haven't been to Gringoland, they say, oh, gringos are very depressed. They're very sad. But yeah, in your case, you feel like they're more positive than
Yes.
people,
Exactly.
yeah, from I guess Colombia in general. All right. Anything else positive about gringos that you like about them?
Mm, no.
That's it. Okay, it's
No.
positive. Okay, no.
Yeah, they are like us, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about, is there anything about gringos that you don't like? Is there something that drives you crazy about gringos?
I think now in my job I work like young people, and I don't
Mhm.
know, maybe because in Colombia I didn't work with young people, but here the young people is very mean.
Very mean,
You
like
know?
to you,
Mean.
or like, what do you mean by
No,
mean?
in general,
Yeah.
they think they are the best.
Hmm.
So it's difficult work with them. They
Like
are have
bad
that bad
attitude.
attitude.
Okay, okay.
That's the only thing. But I think maybe same in Colombia. I don't know, in Latin America. But here I work with a lot young people, like 20s, 18, and oh my God, it's difficult.
A little bit strange. Just a little bit
I
strange.
say, like,
Okay.
oh my God, they don't know, like, how to be respectful with others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think even gringos have noticed that about our younger people. I guess I'm kind of young too, but like even younger than me, yeah, they're a little bit strange, a little bit strange.
Yeah.
All right. And what about Latinos? What's something that you've noticed that you love about Latinos now that you're in the United States? Is there anything like you really miss about Colombia, or something that you think is really positive about Latino people in general?
I see in our happiness. We are happy people. We very friendly people too. Yeah, I miss a lot of things of Colombian, the food, especially.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
know.
about that. I know you miss the food. For me, I don't understand why Colombians miss their food, but okay.
Yeah, I know, but I grew up there with
Yeah,
that food,
you grew
so
up with the food, yes.
it's in my
Yeah,
blood. So
yeah, yeah.
yes, yeah, I think that.
And what's like one thing that you don't like about Latinos? Like, what's one thing that drives you crazy?
Yeah, they are very more gossip.
Oh, really? They're very gossipy people.
Yeah, just what is the other word? They speak bad about others.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
So
like they speak bad about others behind their back, or like to their face?
no,
Behind their back.
behind.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gossipy, talking behind your back.
yeah, envy. Yeah, envy.
Envious,
Yeah,
yeah, envious, yeah,
envious.
envious. All right.
Yes.
Gossipy, envious. All right. Yeah, makes sense. Good. And the last question to end this, unless I figure out one more question to ask you, but yeah, just advice. Because yeah, you're in the United States. Is there, like, if you could talk to yourself from 5 years ago, like the moment you were getting on the plane, or a month before you're gonna move to the United States, is there a piece of advice that you would give yourself about going to the United States? Yes, like advice that you give a Latino who, is going to go to the United States for the first time, whether it's about learning English or dealing with gringos. Yeah, what's a piece of advice you might give somebody?
I think it's learned the English, and not focus only in grammar, because it's lost time
A
when you
waste of time. Waste
focus.
of time.
Yeah, wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's like hear more English, like listen and speak with others in English. So I think that's the most important, and make the life easier. Come here and at least have like 40% of English
Yeah.
is the best, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's
Yeah.
difficult to go to the
Yeah.
United States or Canada, and you don't speak that much English. It's going to be very,
Yeah.
very difficult. Yeah.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
All right. Very good.
Yes.
Well, Vanessa, I think that's everything I want to talk to you about. So yeah, thank you very much for your
Yeah,
time. So yeah, everybody who's watching this, if you made it this far, well, yeah, thanks for listening to us. Of course, Vanessa was in the group classes, so if you want information about that, go to the website. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, Vanessa, again, thank you very much. It's Saturday, so
Yeah.
yeah, you're not working. You don't work on the weekends, right?
And sometimes, but I worked last night,
Okay.
like at 10:30 to 7. So
In the morning, or 10:30 in the
no,
morning to 7 p.m.?
no, 10:30 at night,
Okay, you did like
PM,
the graveyard shift.
and 7. Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes I may additional shift
Mm-hmm.
for morning,
More money,
So
yeah. Well, why
yeah,
not? Why not? All right. Oh,
yes.
so yeah, because you finished in the morning today. So did you sleep like before this interview? Were you sleeping?
Yeah, I
Okay.
sleep like
Okay. Yeah.
until 1.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And tomorrow, do you have to work, or do you get the day off?
No, I have to work tomorrow. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then, in that case,
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Vanessa, hopefully we'll talk soon in the future, okay?
Okay. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Vanessa. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.